Sri Gurubhyo Namaha children, you are welcome for online class Kalaiva. Class 11 children, this is your 4th unit supplementary reader part 2. You know that with the photographer, we were just learned the part 1 in the previous class, and in this class part 2 we are going to see. And in the part 1 we stopped, the photographer is just commenting on the author Stephen Leacock. You know that your face is quite wrong. Just think over if anybody saying on our face will be getting irritated. The same way he also got irritation, but he started loving his face. So when somebody says that it is not right, it is not accepted by him. So let us see. So in the previous part we saw that Stephen Leacock goes to the studio and he asked the photographer to take a photograph, and he just took some time to arrange the thing, and he made him to sit and he was just reading a book. After reading the book, at one particular time he is calling, the photographer called him inside and he gave him a seat and told him to sit there, and after sitting he just went inside, and the author was just thinking, Stephen Leacock was thinking it was whether he is praying, he had not come for a long time out. So then he found that his face is quite right, he is just coming and commenting. So there we stopped and we are going to continue from there. Okay. The face is quite wrong, he said. Just think over when somebody is commenting on us, we will be getting irritated. I know, I answered quietly. I have always known it. He sighed. I think, he said, the face would be better 3/4 full. So now he's just said that it is quite wrong, and now he's saying that 3/4 full, it is very big, full face is there. If it is 3/4, then it will be so nice, he say. I'm sure it would, I said enthusiastically, for I was glad to find that the man had such a human side to him. So would yours, in fact, I continued. How many faces one sees that are apparently odd, narrow, limited, but the minute you get them 3/4 full, they get wide, large, almost boundless in. So now he says that if it is a quarter full, 3/4 full, it will be nice, he was commenting, and he was asking how about you, and so many were having their face and you can't comment like that. So he was just telling, I'm sure it would, I said enthusiastically, for I was glad to find that the man had such a human side to him. So would yours. In fact, I continued, how many faces one sees that are apparently odd, narrow, limited, but the minute you get them 3/4 full, they get wide, large, almost boundless in. So he says that if it is quarter full, it will be very big, and it is boundless in. That means it will be very wide, large, almost a big one, yeah, huge one. But the photographer had ceased to listen. Ceased to listen means he stopped to listen. So the photographer is listening to the author Stephen Leacock. He came over and took my head in his hands. So he came over and took his head. So he just took his head in his hands and twisted it sideways. He has twisted this side and that side and just making out, it will be clear. So taking his face and twisted it sideways. I thought he meant to kiss me, and I closed my eyes. So just think over, the photographer came near and he was just holding his hand in his hands and he's twisting this side and that side. So the author Stephen Leacock thought that he is going to kiss him. So he just closed his eyes and just showing his face. You can do that like that. But I was wrong. But the narrator was wrong. The author was wrong. There are two types of photography, wet photography and dry photography. So photography wet and photography dry. And he sighed again. I don't like the head, he said. First he said your face is quite wrong. And he says that it must be a full, 3/4 full. And now he is commenting that your head is not, I don't like the head, I don't like your head. Just think over, if somebody is saying, looking at you, will you accept it? So the same way the author is just irritated. Then he went back to the machine and took another look. So he went inside the machine and just again he just looked at Stephen Leacock and he was just saying, open the mouth a little. He said that open your mouth a little. He said, I started to do so. So the author started to open his mouth. Then close it, he added quickly. So when he was just telling him to open his mouth, he started opening his mouth. Suddenly the photographer is just telling him, quickly, close your mouth. So just think over the situation. Then he looked again. So now he just looked again inside, and then he is not keeping quiet. Now again he is commenting. You just think over. The ears are bad, he said. Droop them the little more. Thank you. Now the eyes, roll them in under the lids. But the hands on the knees, please, and turn the face just a little upward. Yes, that's better. Now just expand the lungs. So, and ump the neck. And just contract the waist. And twist the hip up towards the elbow. Now, I still don't quite like the face. It's just a trifle too full, but. So now just think over, he was just giving an instructions. We were sitting for taking the photo, and he is just giving an instruction. First he said, open your mouth. When he opened quickly, he said, stop, don't do that. Close your mouth. So he said, and then he was saying that the ears are bad. So he is saying that your ears are bad. It is too large. Droop them a little more. So you droop them a little more. So you have to adjust your body. Now the eyes, roll them inside. So your eyes is outside. You just roll them inside the lids. Put the hand on the knees. Put your hand on the knees. Please, and turn the face. So please turn the face. And he didn't leave with that. A little upward. Come on, little upward. Turn this side and little upward. Yes, that's better. So that's better. Now just expand the lungs. You expand your lungs. So, and ump the neck. Expand the thing and ump the neck. That's it. And just contract the waist. You just contract the waist. And twist the hip up towards the elbow now. I still don't quite like the face. It's just a trifle too full. Even now I don't like your face. It is full. If it is little quarter less, it will be nice. Just think over. He was just telling you this all instructions. You will be getting irritated. You will never go to that studio at all. But it is his profession. He has every right because he wants to take the best photo. So he is just giving an instruction to them to sit and straight and look and do all those things. Okay. I swung myself round on the stool. So you are sitting and he was just swung. He was just moving in the stool. Stop. So immediately the photographer said, stop. I said with emotion, but I think with dignity, this face is my face. It is not yours, it is mine. I have lived with it for 40 years and I know it's false. I know it's out of drawing. I know it wasn't made for me, but it is my face, the only one I have. I was conscious of a break in my voice, but I went. So the author got irritated and he was just telling him, stop, don't comment anymore. I said emotion, but I think with dignity. So it was with emotion at the same time with the dignity. So sometimes somebody irritated, you will be having your own dignity to make him stop. The same way the author is just stopping him and he's just saying, it is my dignity. That dignity made him to just say, okay, this face is my face. This face is my face. It is not yours. It is not yours. You have no right to comment. It is my face. I have lived with this face for 40 years. 40 years, I am just living with this. And I know its fault. So for 40 years I am living with that. I know the faults of it. I know it's out of drawing. I know that it is not placed correctly. It is out of drawing. But it is my face. You can't say that. I know it wasn't made for me. But it is my face. I know that it is not made for me, but it is my face. I have only one face and with that I am just living for 40 years and I started loving it. How can you comment it? So that was the word he was just saying. I was conscious of break in my voice. So it's like started trembling and there was a change in a voice but I went. So he was just continuing. So till this it is very clear, children. We'll move to the next. Okay. On such as it is, I have learned to love it. I know it is having fault, but for 40 years I am having only one face, so I started loving it. I have learned to love it, and this is my mouth, not yours. This is my mouth. It is not yours. These ears are mine. So my eyes, my face, my mouth, and it is not yours. You have no right to comment. So he is just telling this. And if your machine is too narrow, so these ears are mine. If your machine is too narrow to take a photo, here I started to rise from the seat. So if your machine is very narrow, not able to take my picture, it is not a problem. Let me go. So like that he is just getting up. So at the right time, snick, that means a photo had been taken. The photographer had pulled a string, the photograph was taken. I could see the machine still staggering from the shock. So here he had just clicked, there was a snick now. Immediately the photographer clicked it on the thing and he took the photo of him, and see, still staggering from the shock. The photograph, the machine was in a shock by taking photo. I think, said the photographer, perceiving his lips in a pleased smile, that I caught the features just in a moment of animation. So here he is saying that I have taken the photograph just like an animation, features just in a moment of animation. So I said bittingly, features, you didn't think I could animate them, I suppose, but let me see the picture. So he is saying that don't worry, I have just taken the photo animation, so I can animate it, I can just make it moment of animation, I have taken in the moment of animation. So I said bittingly, features, you didn't think I would animate them, I suppose, but let me see the picture. So I didn't animate myself, but I am just sitting for a real photo, so don't think, I am suppose doing how to take a photo for that position, I am just sitting. So he was just telling him, and oh, there is nothing to see yet, he said. I have to develop the negative first, come back on Saturday and I will let you see a proof of it. So here he says that now he is asking, come on, show my photo. So he says that I can't show you, it is only a negative, and you come on Saturday so that I can show you the proof. Then if any alter must be taken, we will be just doing it. He was just telling. On Saturday, I went back. So he says that on Saturday, and he just went back. The photographer beckoned me in. I thought he seemed quieter and graver than before. I think too there was a certain pride in his manner. He unfolded the proof of a large photograph, and we both looked at it in a silence. So now when he come back on Saturday, he is just welcoming him, and now the photographer was just showing that he had done a great job for him, and he was just showing in his way. The photographer beckoned me in. I thought he seemed quieter and graver than before. I think too there was a certain pride in his manner. He unfolded the proof of a large photograph. So he was having a proof of a large photograph, and we both looked at it in silence. Both were looking. The photographer as well as the author, Stephen Leacock, both were just looking at the photo proof in silence. Is it me? I asked. So now see, after both looking the photograph, and he got a doubt. The author got a doubt. Is it me? I asked. So he was asking the photographer, is it me? Yes, he said quietly, it is you. And we went on looking at it. So they were looking at, and he said, it is you. And now the eyes, I said assistantly, don't look very much like mine. So he is saying that Stephen Leacock is telling, my eyes, it is not looking like mine. It is not similar to my eyes. Oh no, he answered, I have retouched them. They come out splendidly, don't they? So he said that I have just retouched it. I adjust by touching it. That's why so nice it is. Just think over. He told him to take his own photo, and he is not taking his photo. So here he is not taking the photo. Fine, I said, but surely my eyebrows are not like that. So now he is saying that my eyebrows are not like that. He said, no, said the photographer. with a momentary glance at my face, the eyebrows are removed. We have a process now, delphied for putting in new ones. You will notice here where we have applied it to carry the hair away from the brow. I don't like the hair low on the skull. So now he says that he is having a broad and nice eyebrows, and what he had done with the sulphide, he removed the eyebrows. He says that it is not my eyebrows. You just think over. If your photo is just altered by the photographer by himself without asking you, then how you will be facing lot of troubles. Okay. So he is saying that he applied delphied and he just removed the eyebrows, and because of removing it, he was just thinking that it was removed, and with so many technology they can change all. First he had changed his eyes, eyebrows had been changed. Oh, you don't use, I said. No, he went on, I don't care for it. I like to get the hair clear back to the supervise and make out a new brow lines. So now he says your eyebrow is not good, so I am going to delete from the photo with the help of sulphide, and I am going to draw a new line eyebrow for you. What about the mouth? I said with the bitterness. Now he was asking, what about the mouth? With the angry bitterness he is asking. That was lost on the photograph. Is that mine? So it is not my mouth. It is not looking like that. It is lost. My mouth is lost. He said. Again he said, it's adjusted a little. He said, yours is too low. So your mouth is too low. So I have adjusted your mouth. I found I couldn't use it. So now he is shocked. The ear, though I said, strike me as a good likeness, they are just like mine. So here he says that my ears are, at least it is looking like my ears, strikes me as a good likeness. They are just like mine. Yes, said the photographer thoughtfully. That's so, but I can fix that all right in the print. We have a process now, the sulphide for removing the ears entirely. I will see if. So now what is saying? The author is at least happy that his ears are right, his ears are there, and he felt that his ears are at least there. So now he is giving a suggestion that he will be just stopping the person and says that he will be just giving him a sulphide thing and remove that ear, and he will be changing the ear also. Just think over how much anger he would have got. Just think it over. Okay. So here he is saying, listen, I interrupted. So listen, I interrupted. Drawing myself up and animating my features to their full extent and speaking with a withering scorn that should have blasted the man on the spot. Listen, I came here for a photograph, a picture, something which, made though it seems, would have looked like me. I wanted something that would depict my face as heaven gave it to me. Humble though the gift may have been, I wanted something that my friend might keep after my death. So he says that you changed everything, only here is like that, and now you just listen to me, you changed everything. I want myself, my own photo, so that I can give to my friend after my death. He will be seeing how I am. So this had been changed by you, and it was not good. So he is saying, recoin them to my loss. It seems that I was mistaken. So I was mistaken. What I wanted is no longer done. Go on then with your brutal work. Take your negative or whatever it is. You call it, dip it in the sulphide, bromide, oxide, cowhide, anything. You like, remove the eyes, correct the mouth, adjust the face, restore the lips, reanimate the necktie, and reconstruct the waistcoat, coat it with an inch of gloss, shade it, emboss it, glide it, till even you acknowledge that it is will finish. Then when you have done all that, keep it for yourself and your friends. They may value it. To me it is but a worthless bauble. I broke into tears and left. So the author was very angry, and he said that you use sulphide or bromide or cowhide or whatever it is, you change your phrase. You can change the eyes, nose, mouth, necktie, waistcoat, whatever you want. I don't want that photo. You just keep it for yourself and you just give to your friend. I don't want that photo. So he just got angry with shedding a tear that his photo was not taken, and he was just going out. I hope you all enjoyed the lesson, I believe. Okay children. To receive our online lessons, please press the subscribe button and you will receive the latest updates. Thank you children, we will meet in the next class.